So hey guys, this is David Fredrickson. For those that don't know me, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I am 51 and a half years old, or should I say years young. I've been training at home ever since this quarantine started, just like everybody else, no gym. And I have 3 tips to give you guys that I have kind of figured out and worked in. And if I stay by these 3 tips, I will continue to grow muscle if that's the phase that I'm in as far as growing muscles. And I want to share this with you on the things you need to implement to grow muscle at home. And if you do these, I guarantee you will. So let's get into this. So tip number 1, train to failure. Not 3 reps, not 2 reps, not 1 rep shy of failure, but train to failure. I know there's information out there from other YouTube channels that try to promote that you can build muscle on the 3 rep, 2 rep, 1 rep shy. Well, let me tell you this, it's BS, because you never know, heck, I don't know when we are 3 reps shy, 2 reps shy, or 1 rep shy of failure. Because you could be going through, let's say, a bicep curl, and you could be thinking you're 3 reps shy, and then all of a sudden, boom, the last 2 reps, you get a burst of energy because your body's mobilizing fat, turning that into ATP, which is more powerful than carbs and creatine alone at that last few reps where you can actually have 5 or 6 left in the tank. So do not try to gauge or guesstimate your reps shy of failure. If you want to elicit the best muscle growth response, you push each exercise to failure without breaking form. So once you break form on, let's say, a bicep curl and you start using your body weight, or a push-up, you start using your body as motion, then that's pretty much failure. So just so you know. Now let's get on to like rep ranges, because a lot of us are training at home with body weight exercises like myself. And what's the upper limit that you can go before reps become useless for muscle growth? What I found, and I put this to the test, I did 2 weeks of one and then 2 weeks of the other, is 30 reps, past 30 reps. So 30 reps is the limit. Even Dr. Schoenfeld, which is a leading scientific expert on muscle hypertrophy, his stuff's all over the internet if you want to check him out. He says you can grow muscle anywhere between 4 and 30 reps. And he's right. It's true. Whether it's body weight exercises, whether it's weight training exercises. Now, like I said, the upper limit, what I experienced is past 30 reps, instead of it becoming more fatigue on the muscle and recruiting a bunch of more muscle fibers, you create exhaustion at past 30 mentally, overall physically, to continue busting out that many reps. You lose focus, you lose form, and you really never really get there because the weight you're using or the exercise you're using, you're just too strong for now, and you can just kind of mobilize yourself through it. So always stick between 4 reps, 30 reps at the max. And I guarantee you will grow muscle sticking to that, as long as you're pulling to failure, true failure on the actual muscle that you're trying to grow. And now on to tip number 2. So tip number 2, make sure you're consuming enough calories and one essential macronutrient that you need to have in there in a certain amount in order to grow muscle. Look, you can't lose weight without being in a deficit. You can't gain weight without eating enough calories. And there's 2 things that happen with most people. I stay pretty lean year round because I watch my calorie intake. Yeah, there are YouTubers out there that say macros don't matter, only calories do. But to be honest with you, that's if you're in a deficit. And in that aspect of everything too, it's BS, because yeah, the one macro I'm talking about does matter because your body's always breaking down. It's always in a breakdown and repair process. So you're always catabolic and anabolic. Your body's constantly rebuilding itself, muscle tissue, skeletal muscle, or regular muscle. So this macronutrient is super essential. But first, as far as calories, do not try to eat too much, because You can eat your way to faster gains as far as muscle gains, but you sure as hell can eat your way into storing more fat. So as far as your calories, you need to set your calories right around your maintenance at that time. And you can find that out by taking your body weight. If you're anywhere between, I'd say, most guys are sitting around 15% body fat. So let's say you're around 15% body fat. Take your weight, times it by 12 or times it by 13. That's usually right around your maintenance calories. Just a simple, quick way to do it. Okay, so you want to eat at maintenance or around maintenance. Never take this as a end all be all. So when you have a calorie intake that you're taking in, let's say your maintenance calories figure out to about 2,500. Don't sit there and really analyze every single nutrient that you're taking in, that you have to get 25 calories every day. It can be 24 one day, it can be 26 the other. So 100 calories here and there, fluctuating from the maintenance you're figuring, is sufficient for muscle growth and lean gains, less fat. Now down to the essential macronutrient, the essential macronutrient that you need in your diet, in this diet. You don't have to worry about carbs and fat, because plenty of studies have been shown that carbs and fat doesn't really matter in weight loss or in muscle gain. Okay, there are some factors as far as, you have to take in a certain amount of fat at least for hormonal production and other bodily functions, but you're going to get that if you just focus on this one macronutrient and then just eat the rest of your calories in fats and carbs. You're going to be fine. And that macronutrient is protein, if you haven't figured it out by now. Protein is essential for maintaining muscle and growing muscle. And the actual amount of protein that has been shown to maintain muscle and build muscle is anywhere between 0.85 to 1.2 grams per pound of your body weight. And I've also put this to the test. I've eaten at 0.85 and I've eaten at 1.2. And the only difference, it was no more muscle gain, to be honest with you. The only difference was I was able to eat other things on the low end of the protein intake for calories. So I was able to indulge in fats and carbs. So that's just one way to look at it. If you want to maximize the muscle growth, then you go to the higher range of 1.2, and you're just basically covering yourself from any breakdown that's going on. Now, these meals need to be, some people will say you only have to eat 3 meals, okay? But I'm going to tell you the truth about maximizing muscle gains. You need to consume protein every 4 to 5 hours. That's going to equal out to 4 to 6 meals a day, okay? Now, a meal does not have to be a full-on meal. So the way a lot of my clients in the past, or I have done it, is if I'm eating 3 meals and I want that extra 50 grams or 75 grams of protein, I'll consider a meal a shake before my workout, a scoop, and 2 scoops after my workout. And then that basically gives me enough protein for the day, and just that, and I can indulge the rest of the day in other nutrients like macronutrients, fiber, carbs, and protein, because you should never live 100% diet. This should be like an 80-20 rule diet, and that is going to give you that longevity and consistency to stick with it. So on to number 3. You must recover. Now, I'm not talking about days off, active resting days, or anything like that. What I'm talking about is resting between sets. Too many people, and I get it, we're so energized that we're doing a workout. Whether you're taking a pre-workout, whether you're taking some kind of a fat burner, your energy levels are up, you're excited, you got your music on, and you do a set of bicep curls, and you take it to failure. Okay, let's say you do it right, you take it to failure, and you're so energized that 30 seconds later, you jump back on the weights. It's not enough time. And the reason why is because you need, when you're doing that first initial set and you can take it to failure and you feel the power, and I know some of you can relate to this. So you just like, that first set was amazing. I pushed right through that sucker. And then if you don't rest enough and you jump back on it again, you start to notice that the energy's not there. That drive isn't there. And that's because you just wasted a ton of energy source. Your creatine, your ATP from carbs or fat, you just wasted it. And taking time to rest in between sets allows all that energy to restore back into your muscle so you can push through and get the most out of that second set, so you can fatigue and recruit as many muscle fibers as you can on that second set, then that third set, and then that fourth set for more optimal muscle growth. Now, this rest time is anywhere between 90 and 120 seconds. Some people say 2 minutes, but 90 to 120 seconds is fine. Just making sure you're breathing between sets, taking in some oxygen, because oxygen will actually mobilize fat and actually drive it through the creatine shuttle to actually produce more energy as well. That's 90 seconds to 120 seconds is plenty of time for creatine stores to replenish themselves, for carbohydrates to end up back into the muscles, and should be sufficient. Now, there's 2 ways that you can do this, because some of you are real super busy, like myself, and it's hard to do. Another thing that rushes us through our workouts is we're at home, you don't have someone to talk to, you don't have something to do, and you're doing the regular 4 sets of biceps. And then in between each set, you rest for 2 minutes, let's say, which can get kind of boring. And then you go on to a shoulder exercise. You do 4 sets of shoulders, rest 2 minutes in between sets. And the workout just gets longer and longer, and you start to lose focus. What I do and what I've been doing, I've been growing muscle fine and also keeps me lean because it keeps me moving, is I've been breaking up my workouts into circuits. So I've been doing circuits ever since quarantine started, because I knew that the gym did help me and other people did help me there, because there was more to look at, more to concentrate on, someone to talk to for that, that rest time. So it didn't seem like it was wasted time, because I'm like, I gotta get going. So breaking your workouts into circuits. So let's say right now you're doing 4 sets of biceps, 4 sets of shoulders, 4 sets of back, and 4 sets of triceps. What you do, instead of doing the 4 biceps, so forth and so on, you actually turn them into rounds. And you do a set to failure of biceps, a set to failure of shoulders, a set to failure of back, a set to failure of triceps. And that would be 1 round. So it'd be constant movement through the workout. And then you rest that 90 to 120 seconds after that 1 round. Break that up into 3 rounds and you're good to go. Like I said, this is the way I do it. This is how I stay lean and stay motivated, energized, and keep the workout moving smoothly. So I hope this helped you guys. This is Dave. I'm signing up. I'm signing off, and I'll be back next time with another video. Don't know what it's going to be yet. I have some supplement reviews that I want to do. I have 3 creatine supplements I've used, and I want to kind of share with you guys my results. I also want to talk about a particular training method that I use, and I've been using off and on to help with the high rep ranges, to make them lower rep ranges by implementing this. So we'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, because it does help with the algorithms. And I'm only here to share my experience and my knowledge to help you guys. So if you can like it, it helps me out. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I do answer them all, and we'll be back next time. And like I've always said after my videos, drink your water, eat your vegetables, and eat your damn fruit. We'll see you guys next time.